What's going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be talking about the new champion, Konstatine the Dayborn. A lot of people are going to be covering Vlad the Nightborn. I will go over him a bit later. I have a lot more testing to do. I wasn't comfortable with where he was, but let's talk about Konstantin, attack-based champion. So with that being said, obviously I put my best damage gear on him to see just what this champion can do. We have Savage here, we have Cruel in his kit. We'll go over his kit in a minute. Let's go over it in campaign. I usually like to do that so you can see the animations because they are pretty cool for this champion. So the first thing we're going to look at is going to be his A1 ability. He will attack twice if there is any debuff on the champion. This is a typical hack and slash, and they're going to get a turn there because he isn't the fastest. I believe he's at 170-ish speed. Next we have the AoE ability that has an interesting conditional skill where if there's leech, defense down, block active skill, he ignores 10% defense for each buff, totaling up to 30% if all of these abilities are on the targets. So with this, you can assume he can do a lot of damage, assuming there are all of the 3 debuffs we see here. But he does attack twice, and let's see how cool the animation looks itself. Rune Shatter, it's similar to Cardio, he only got 1 attack there. Based on how much damage he has, the cool thing in my opinion is this A3 ability. Attacks one enemy has the chance of stealing all buffs from the target, then transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. This does in fact require accuracy, which is a little bit counterintuitive for a full damage champion, making him much harder to build. If you want to capitalize on this, I elected to just completely disregard this because of what the A3 does. It's a 3-turn cooldown, but when you kill a champion, it reduces the cooldown by 2 turns, and this does hit pretty hard. So as you can see, cooldown reduced. Now he can just kind of spam that A3 ability over and over again as long as he does kill the target. Now, much easier said than done, of course, if you're trying this guy in Doom Tower, specifically hard in the top stages there, as well as Platinum Arena. I am going to show you Platinum Arena next because I do think he may serve a purpose in all of Arena, and of course my gear is equivalent to Platinum, so what better place to test it than Platinum itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. You know what, the passive first. So if you do have Vlad the Nightborn, even though this is considered the pay to win champion of the 2, since there's no way to get this guy, he provides block revive if they are under Undead, Demon Spawn, and Night Revenant factions. So if they do have these 3 factions, they will not be able to revive once they are killed, assuming Vlad is on the team. So let's go ahead, use this final A2 here. Really cool ability. I do like it a lot. And those are his kits, those are his visuals. Now let's get into the testing I did as far as how he can be useful in the arena, and I also did some faction war testing, so let's get right into that. Alright, so let's head straight into the arena. We are going to be fighting Platinum team here. We have Ghostborn, Konstantin, Kaimar, as well as Sifi. Let's see how this rundown goes. Hopefully I swap it off of auto. Yes, there we go. So we have all of our cooldowns reset by Kaimar, by Warlord rather. Kaimar is going to sleep the team. My cooldowns are still reset, so I'm going to go ahead, get resisted on that turn meter down. Let's put a defense down on Sifi herself. Go ahead and use the A1. So A1 does quite a bit of damage, assuming you have a debuff, which we did, and it was defense down on top of that. We were able to kill Sifi here. I would expect the Duchess revive to come out momentarily here. We're going to go ahead and use the A1 on Warlord, getting the defense down on him. Now let's go ahead and use this AoE. So we were able to kill the Warlord here, which is nice. Don't need the revive yet, so let's go ahead, sleep Duchess here. Not that it's going to matter too much, we're just going to wake her right back up. Although we were able to kill the Sifi, now we have defense down on Duchess, which is going to be huge going forward. Revive is still available. Let's sleep that Torment here. Use this A3 cooldown, already reset since we killed the target as we just went over here. Try to strip the continuous heal buffs. Use that A1 ability, Swift Parry, of course. Now we're just going to go ahead, probably not burn this A3. Okay, it looks like I just burned the A3 anyways, just for fun. Now it's pretty much game, set, match, just Torment living here. He is going to self-revive. We're going to take down this team using Konstantin. So honestly, pretty cool champion, although regardless of how easy I made that look, it's not always going to be the case with this champion here. Let's go ahead and find another team to fight. So as we saw, we are fighting the clan boss master himself, Deadwood Jedi, with his fearsome Soulless here. I know about it. You should know about it too. Go ahead, protect our team here. Yes, we do have a Valkyrie to worry about. Some damage coming out there. Let's go ahead, sleep, strip the buffs. Let's go ahead and revive Ghostborn here. I like Ghostborn because she has the defense down that cannot be resisted, which is kind of huge. So now we're going to try to take out Sifi, just shy on the damage. It is unfortunate. He is in pretty good damage gear. So what I can say to start with is this guy is far from like screaming impressive as far as the numbers he can pull out. However, it is to be expected with that A3 because he can literally reset his cooldown and use it over and over again. So if this was an instant one shot, it did an insane amount of damage. It probably, I mean, maybe it would fit the Void Legendary aesthetic because I don't know if I mentioned that, but we do have the first partner bonus in the game that are both Void Legendaries, which is pretty impressive here. So he was able to do enough damage in the end without defense down, which is definitely very, very cool here. Now let's go ahead and search for our next opponent here. We're going to be fighting, I believe, the Cardio team. Let me just scroll ahead. And yes, we do end up fighting the Cardio team here, this time using Hegemon instead. Let's see what our Hegemon can do here. I'm going to start with the A2, try to get some lockouts. We locked out 2 of the 4 champions. Cardio cannot be locked out. So they're getting some turns. There's the revive on death buff. Let's go ahead, turn meter boost our team. Thankfully, we got that weak hit from Lissandra. We stripped the buffs we could strip. We put them to sleep. We're going to go ahead and A1. Probably there, Konstantin. Now let's go ahead and AoE them, see if we can get any kills here. We were able to double hit based on a couple of debuffs and single hit a few, doing enough damage to wipe everybody but Cardio. Let's go ahead and reset the cooldowns, turn meter boost. Use that lockout. I don't think, yeah, we're not going to kill anybody here. And yeah, let's AoE again here. Cardio's going to revive and game, set, match once again. So viable nuking champion, absolutely. If you have a defense down, once again, we are in platinum facing platinum tier teams, mostly legendaries. In fact, I don't think we've seen a single non-full legendary team that we did fight here. So is it going to be viable? Absolutely. Are people going to be pulling this champion? That's questionable. Void champion, then again, we do have a 2 times coming up, so you could in fact get lucky. But the next thing I want to talk about in showcase is going to be faction wars. How good is he in faction wars? So let's take a look. All right, so here we are doing stage 21 of the Sacred Order faction war. Of course, full team of 5 legendaries here. You don't really have to pay too close attention to the other legendaries. Key factors you want to kind of hone in on and notice: defense down, you can get it however you want. In this game, this guy is going to do a substantial amount of damage. We do have defense down and weaken here, so we will be able to see. Try not to do too much damage with this Abyss here, since it took off quite a bit of her gear. Let's put that counterattack, use the AoE, see what happens on this stage. Okay, pretty easy. One shot on everybody with that double hit. That is going to be key here, and it's really cool that they didn't bind that skill on a double hit to specific debuffs. It can be simply a defense down, a weaken, attack down, whatever you have to get that double hit rolling. Now let's go ahead and use the defense down again on these champions. Use this A3 to take out the annoying Man-Eater there. As we saw, 100,000, 127,000 damage. We do have Helm Smasher on this guy, so it's possible it didn't proc there, but like I mentioned before, he's not going to be doing an insane amount of damage with that A3 ability. He's going to be doing the best that he can, and I do think this kit is definitely deserving of a legendary quality. Has great synergy with Vlad, who is a fusion, so for those people who do get lucky enough to pull both of these champions, I don't think you're going to have a hard time in most of this content where you can utilize both of these champions together, because they can be quite strong. Now, of course, before I make any type of video showing the synergy between the two of them, I'm going to wait a little bit down the line, because for one, the fusion isn't active yet. Yes, you can get lucky, but I think it's just better off waiting to test the synergy until we get closer to the moment, so people don't forget what they cannot do and what they can do with these two champions here. So this one, I actually forgot what they did, and I'm killing the ads here, which if you don't know about this, stage 21, you should never kill the ads because they're just going to get revived anyways. Yes, they have the ally attack, but with defense up, we're not too worried about that. We do have enough CC from some of the other champions like Martyr with the provoke on everybody. We have unkillable. We just put that freeze up even though we probably didn't need to. So defense down here, I do believe I throw it on auto at some point, even though we're kind of close to the end of the kit here. So overall, after seeing this, what are your guys' thoughts? Of course, I do have much higher and above quality gear, and above average gear rather, I should say, on Konstantin here. What are your thoughts? Is he worthy of a void legendary that isn't part of a fusion? Do you think he's diluting the pool? Let me know what you guys think. Personally, I think he's a pretty cool champion. I have no real complaints about this guy. He seems like a pretty average across the board legendary, not too weak, not too strong, so I do think he's going to fit very nicely into this legendary pool here. One thing I am curious about that I do want to test next, I didn't have time to in this iteration because I didn't want to make the video crazy and like too crazy long here. So this is what we're working with for now. I will test him in the clan boss. There are a few things I want to work out with his double hit here in case you do pull this champion, but this is Konstantin for now. So as mentioned, what are your thoughts about this champion in case you're curious about total stats here? 6,300 attack, 179 speed, 280 crit damage, resistance, accuracy doesn't matter. You can build accuracy, as I said, there is synergy with stealing buffs and swapping buffs to the enemy here. We have 100% crit rate, of course. As far as masteries go, pretty self-explanatory. Helm Smasher, the ability to counterattack with this champion. Those are my normal go-tos for any type of damage dealer. As far as aesthetics, I briefly mentioned it before. Really cool. I really do like look at this champion. He looks a bit different than all the other Sacred Orders. It doesn't look like they kind of reused any type of kit. So once again, not that we have to praise the aesthetics of this game, but I do want to say this guy does look good. He has kind of the Lordly Legionary vibe with this weapon that is on fire here. So give me your thoughts, give me your feedback. What do you think about this champion? How do you feel about his kit? Is it underwhelming? Is it exactly what you expected? I was not expecting a double void legendary partner bonus. So in my opinion, the only critic I could have of this is, since every other partner bonus in this game that I can think of at the moment that is legendary is always one void and one normal affinity champion, so you would only assume that if you have double void legendaries, their partner bonus would be, I don't know, stronger, or I don't want to say overpowered because that assumes that it needs to be balanced and fixed, but I would assume this should have been the strongest partner bonus in the entire game, despite this being part of a fusion here. Rhodos, Sifi, we all know about it. Rhodos was the fusion. Sifi you had to pull, so I was kind of hoping for a little bit more as far as the passives on not only Konstatine the Dayborn, but Vlad the Nightborn as well. So give me your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. As always, if you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you all in my next upload.